Hi everyone, and welcome to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and I've got Tammy Harrison with me today from the Sullivan County Health Department, and we're talking about the flu shot. I haven't heard a lot about the flu, but that annual shot is always a good one to have, and now is the time to think about getting that. Is that right?
That is correct. And especially by the end of October, they recommend for everyone to have it so they will have that good immunity to that throughout the season. So yes.
So if you're interested in getting one, what's the best way to go about getting your flu shot?
You can get your flu shot at any pharmacy, or your doctor's office. So that's a good thing. It's very convenient to be able to get it. Just make sure you're feeling well whenever you go to get it, and just get it.
Absolutely. We just definitely want to try and kind of protect ourselves as much as possible. I mean, how does the flu shot help us?
The flu shot helps in a lot of ways. Not only does it protect you from getting sick, if you do get the flu, it diminishes maybe some of the symptoms, maybe prevents you from having to be hospitalized, and even death, because there's been many deaths from the flu as well. So, and then protecting others that's around you. By you getting that shot, it is protecting the others around you.
And the interesting thing about the flu shot, which I don't think that I really knew, was that when you get it, it really doesn't take full-blown effect for a little bit.
It doesn't. It takes about 2 weeks for it to get in your system, the antigens to get in your system. This flu shot is just a little bit different than last year's. So it has 2 antigens from the A. Okay, so you're going to get the H1N1, it's protecting against that. The H3H2 is protecting against that. And then 2 of the influenza Bs.
That's great.
So
yeah, because I know sometimes that's always the question, like, well, what if it's not that strand?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great shot that kind of incorporates a little bit of everything in it to give us the most protection we need. So really, you would recommend kind of getting out there and doing it as much or as soon as possible before we hit the wave of heading into change of weather, and that sometimes can lead people into their immune systems, being down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What about with the COVID element? Is it good to be, getting the flu shot? Will it help with that at all?
It's good to get that because a lot of your symptoms, the flu symptoms, is a lot like the COVID symptoms. So therefore, if you start feeling bad or anything, it's good to go and be tested. And they have tests now at the doctor's offices that test for COVID and flu at the same time. So it's not like you're having to do 2 different tests.
Oh, wow.
And so that's very convenient too.
We appreciate what you're doing out there in the community, and especially for the health department. And it's just good advice for all of us to kind of protect ourselves now, and something to think about and put on your calendar.
Thank you.
So thanks for being with us, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and for our community spot today, we've got Jeremy Stout joining us, and he's going to preview Wildlife Weekend that's coming up October 8th and 9th. Here he is.
Well, I would like to invite you and all your loved ones to the 24th Annual Wildlife Weekend event at Steel Creek Park. This is going to be an exciting event this year. We have a Friday night kickoff event. That's going to be a lecture by Dr. Josh Samuels from the Gray Fossil Site. And that is a virtual lecture. It's live. All you have to do is pre-register at www.bristoltn.org/fossils and complete the registration, and you'll get the Zoom link so you can tune in virtually live to the lecture. That's on Friday night, October the 8th. Then on Saturday, come on down to Steel Creek Park in person for hikes, programs, and activities that are going to be ongoing throughout the day. Most of the hikes will begin from the Nature Center porch, but we'll have the Friends set up at Shelter A, And from 11 to 3, we'll have crafts, activities, and exhibits set up in the Rotary shelter at the top of the hill. It's going to be a hoot. So that's Friday and Saturday, October 8th and 9th. Friday night is virtual. Saturday, October 9th is in person. Hope to see you then.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Inside Bristol. I'm your host Sheridan Nichols, and I've got Lisa Kofer and Jim Maxwell here today talking about the United Way of Bristol and this year's campaign, which we're super excited about. Jim, you want to start?
Well, sure. Our campaign this year, well, this is my third time chairing our campaign this year, and so we've got some big challenges ahead of us. As always, over $1 million, actually $1.25 million this year, with a new focus. We've had some community conversations, we've had some focus groups and some surveys completed, and really have identified one particular focus this year. It's childcare and child development. And childcare is a big deal, especially for families who are at the poverty level or just above the poverty level in terms of their household incomes. Those are the families that are just making do with their rent and able to feed their families. It's a huge expense, and oftentimes there's choices that have to be made in terms of being able to work or providing for their children or daycare for their children. So we see that as our focus this year, and an opportunity to raise funds to help expand services in our community.
Gosh, that's great. So tell us a little bit about how we're going to do that, Lisa.
Well, it's been going on for a little while already, which is great. We've already raised about $340,000. A large part of that are from our very generous Alexis to Tocqueville givers. And those are our donors that believe in what United Way does, and they make a personal gift of $10,000 or more annually to the campaign. And so what we've been doing is going out and sharing with them that we have done these community conversations. We have met with individuals and organizations to find out what the greatest needs are. And as Jim said, one of the things that really prevents families from being able to work is, if they have children, is being able to afford childcare. And you're a mom, so you know how expensive that can be. And so, you know, when they're trying to make choices on, am I going to feed my family? I'm going to pay my rent. Do I pay my electric bill? You know, or, you know, what do I do? Then many times they end up staying home with their children. So what we're doing is sharing this message with our donors and letting them know that we don't have enough spaces or enough childcare slots in our community that are affordable for our children. And United Way of Bristol has funded the YWCA's childcare facility for many, many years. And what those dollars go for are scholarships, so that parents can go and pay as little as, you know, $5, $10, $15 a week based on whatever their income is, to have a safe, nurturing environment for their child so they can work. And so, you know, we also provide monies for Girls Incorporated, for their, you know, summer and after school programs, for the YMCA, for the Boys and Girls Club, in order to have those slots available for our families. But what it is there's just not enough of those available. And so we are raising our regular campaign dollars, which is, our goal for that is $1 million. And as Jim mentioned, our overall goal is $1.25 million. That $250,000 is going to be earmarked to help open up more slots. And it's not just as simple as having a space for them. You know, the YW right now has 2 full rooms that are empty that they need, you know, to be able to put kids in. But it's a matter of trying to find, you know, people that they can hire that are qualified to be those instructors and those educators, and then being able to offer the salaries that they need to be able to offer to get those qualified folks. And so there's a whole lot more that goes into it than I realized in the beginning. We've really started digging deep into this area. So, but we're excited that the community continues to see United Way as a convener, as a problem solver, as an organization that can really dig deep, look at what those greatest needs are, and then pull those resources together to make it happen.
Yeah, go ahead,
No, I was
Jim.
going to say, I'm sorry, I'm really excited about this because we have this focus is really going to enable us to provide our donors with measurable results. I mean, we're going to be able to say the capacity of our child care facilities were X before we started this initiative, and since this initiative began and this $250,000 has expanded it to Y. And
great.
so, you know, that is measurable, it's attainable, and I think it's something that will really help everyone in the community better understand what the challenges are, as well as reinforcing the value of those dollars that are given specifically for this initiative.
And in terms of this campaign, I know it's already started, but how long do we have until you're trying to reach that goal and get the donations in?
Well, historically, we have started our campaign in August and we try to wrap it up the first part of December. But what is happening with United Ways across the country is that we are looking at our fundraising efforts as a year-round effort. You know, just because we raise the money during that time and are able to begin allocating it the next year, those needs continue to grow, those needs continue to be identified. And so we would like to think that we would wrap everything up. I'm sure Jim, as the leader, the leadership role this year, would be thrilled for it to be completed and us reach that 1.25 million much sooner. But we are, focusing on trying to be complete sometime early December. But if it needs to take longer than that to reach that goal, then that's what we'll do. We're here for the long haul, so we're here until we reach that goal and beyond.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, the United Way has been here for so long and just has made it such a big impact in the community. And I think people know that, and it's easy to get around it. And plus, I think where it just helps so many organizations, it allows you to kind of feel like you're giving back into, a lot of different areas that are important to you.
Well, one of the things, I've been with United Way for 23 years, and I feel very blessed the community has allowed me to serve in this position. And I've learned a lot along the way, but one of the things that really touches my heart and why my husband and I gave even before I came to work for United Way is that when you give your gift to United Way, you're impacting children, you're impacting infants, you're impacting the elderly, and all those folks in between. You're not just focusing on one area, you can spread your money out to help all the needs in the community, and it's the biggest bang for your buck. Truly it is.
I've had the opportunity. I've lived all over the United States. I'm from the West Coast originally, from Oregon, and I moved here 11 years ago. And the United Way in every community I've lived in has played such a vital and important role. And in the 11 years I've been here, I've been fortunate to have an opportunity to sit on the board of directors of our local United Way all those years, and this being my third campaign, and it's so rewarding to see what we do in the lives that we impact. We're not funding agencies, but we're funding the programs that impact people's lives, and in particular poverty, because poverty is such a big deal in our community. It's sort of the overlying umbrella of our focus is poverty, and addressing that with a specific focus on child care and child development. So it's exciting because because it's going to be measurable, and we're going to be able to sit back after this is over a year from now and say these are the number of lives that we've been able to impact in this period of time.
That's so cool. So if someone out there wants to donate right now, I mean, you'll take any donation. Doesn't matter. It can be $10 or $10,000.
Absolutely.
Anywhere in between. Every amount counts. So where would they go? How do we do that?
Well, first let me say, and thank you for asking that, but that's what's so wonderful about United Way as well, is that you can give what you as an individual feel like you can afford, or you as a family, and we're going to add my gift to what Jim gives, to what you give, to what others give, and we're going to put it all out there in the community and make a huge impact. So if they want to make a donation, there's a lot of different ways. They can call our office at 423-968-4912, and we can take a pledge over the phone or a credit card over the phone. They can go to our website, unitedwaybristol.org, and make a donation that way. They can mail their check to 315 8th Street, Bristol, Tennessee, 37620, and we will meet you somewhere and pick your check up if you want us to do that. So we're happy to do that. And the other thing that is unique about United Way is that we have such wonderful business partnerships where companies allow us to come out and they schedule meetings with their employees so we can go in and Jim and I can say, let me share this story with you, how your dollars impacted this family last year. And the other thing is too, our community has not had in the past one place where people could go and get those wraparound services that they needed. And so we've evolved over the years to be able to be that central point where people can call and maybe they need help with their rent, or maybe they need help with, gas to and from work, or whatever it might be. And we can get in there and talk to them and spend some time with them and realize what those other needs are, so that hopefully when we finish working with them, then they are in a better place and they can continue on and become self-sufficient. It's what we do.
It's a great service, and we're so thankful for it, and thankful that you came on the show to share all this with us. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I just encourage everyone, individuals and businesses, if you haven't participated in the past, please consider doing so this year. These focuses, our focus on child care and child development is a big deal, and it will enable people who might be living on that edge of poverty to really get by and have jobs and be able to support themselves. And that's really what it's all about. It's a hand up, not a handout.
That's great. And I'd like to say one thing too. I just want to thank, if you are a donor to United Way, whether you're a new donor or you're a donor since you were a kid, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for enabling us to be able to go out and do the work that we do. And if you haven't ever made a gift and you'd like to learn more about it, just give us a call. We'll be glad to sit down and talk with you about it and share those stories about how even $1 a day can impact a family's life right here in our community, our friends and neighbors.
That's great. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for being on the show today. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.